Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, or the true leaders of all Israel on earth today. Salutations to the Akim that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. And to the confusion of face Akim that are joined unto our ranks, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. Once again, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. What you're looking at is a video that was put up earlier by the elder apostle Aram Lab in response to a video that the elder apostle Tahar did. And it was about Matthew 1:23, lost in translation. So I just want to give my throw in my 2 cents behind the apostles. I can in no way or fashion measure up to what they did, so I'm just gonna touch it from a different angle, because the apostle, he nailed it, man. So any of you people who still believing that there's any such thing as a virgin birth, you're just being willfully stupid. All right, so I'm just gonna let it play for a moment, and then I'm going to quote, not all of it, but I'm just going to go over a couple of scriptures that he used, and then, you know, give my 2 cents. So let's let it play.
You go to the Greek, the word that's used there is the word neanis, or a variation of the word neanis, which means a young woman, you know, and these devils have pushed that because they're trying to push the agenda of the worship of the Queen of Heaven. You know, the worship of that virgin birth, which all nations have a form of it. The scriptures have nothing to do with virgin birth. And that's why people get tripped up and try to bring this spooky, you know, like Polite called it, the spooky thing into the scriptures, which that's not nowhere in the scriptures.
And that being the point, man, because that's what brings on confusion. All right. And then all the heathen nations did have a worship of women. Even in some of the most masculine heathen cultures, they still had some form of a worship of a woman. OK, so the apostle brought out Isaiah 7:14, which is H59:59 in the Hebrew. And the word there is Ilama, which means a young woman. All right, in the singular, it means a young woman. All right, and when you jump down to the Greek and check it out in the Greek, the word there is neanis, which is maid or young woman. But the word that they used, Salakia. But when you go to the Greek translation of Isaiah 7:14, the word that they use is parthenios, which actually means the actual virgin. So that's that intellectual deceit that I spoke of in another video. See, Esau uses methods of intellectual deceit to confuse the masses and confuse people. That's what they do. Okay? Now, if you go to Exodus 2:8, all right, the word there is maid, all right, which also means Ilama, okay, which is a young woman or a maid, all right. It didn't say anything about virgin as far as a woman who had never been touched before, okay. You could also find that same Greek word, which is neanis, in the Greek. When you go to Psalm 68, I'm sorry, not Psalms, but Songs of Solomon 6 and 8. Okay, when you go to that scripture, matter of fact, let me just get that one, because that's one that's not familiar to a lot of people. So let me just find it real quick. Matter of fact, I'll let the apostle speak. Why hunt it down?
The next one we're going to go to is the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 3, it says, because of the savor of thy good ointments, thy name is as ointment poured forth, therefore do the virgins love thee. Now this word virgins here is not speaking about a woman that has been untouched. Let's go to the Hebrew again. The word there for virgins, Ailama, once again, age 59.
There you go, man. There you go.
Which is a young woman of marriageable age. Has nothing to do with a virgin. But now let's go back and let's examine this. Because the word here that's used is the word virgins, plural, right? Now you scroll down to the Greek, and lo and behold, what do we find? Neanides, which is the plural way of saying virgins.
Which is what's exactly what I was about to find. This is Songs of Solomon 6 and 8. And it said, there are 80 queens and 80 concubines and virgins without number. All right? Okay? And so it's got nothing to do with virgin, because the word there, when translated to Greek, is neanderthals, which basically, when you look it up in Songs of Solomon 6 and 8, the word there, it meant juvenile or young women in the plural. All right, so it had nothing to do with virgin. If it was a virgin who was untouched, the word there would be bathwala. All right, the word would be bathwala, not Ailama. Ailama is a young woman, and bathwala is an untouched young woman. Because the scriptures say over and over again that she would conceive. She would conceive. To conceive means you've taken on seed. So as the apostle said, that's to push that virgin birth. But minus the seed, what else are you doing? You're cutting off the tribal line through the man. All right? You're making the man less important. And you also are going against the prophecy and against scripture, because the Lord had to come out of the line of David. Okay? So by saying that there was a virgin birth, what you're saying is that in the same book, when you go to Isaiah 11, okay, it reads 11, Isaiah 11 and 1, it reads, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, and the spirit of wisdom and understanding, and the spirit of counsel, and the might of the spirit of knowledge, and the fear of Yahweh. Okay? So I said, out of the rod, a root, a branch. That's talking about a sperm line, his literal loins, man. All right? You know, like the scripture says, that out of thy loins. Okay? Let's go to verse 10 in the same chapter. Isaiah 11 and 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand as an ensign to the people, and to it shall the Gentiles seek, and the rest shall be glorious. Okay? Now, it said out of the root. Okay? So now let's go to, this is just a fast lesson. You know, just lambacking off what the apostles did. But this is Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. Okay? And now that you wacky tacky Christians, all right, are now using the Apocrypha. Thank you for acknowledging it by continually to go to it and use it to try to prove your points now. All right? We appreciate you doing that. But this is Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, and I'm going to read down to the 6th verse. And then it's very self-explanatory. All right? I myself also am a mortal man, like all, and the offspring of him that was first made of earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure which came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in a common air and fell upon the earth, which is in like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed and swaddled in clothes, and that with cares. There is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one entrance into life and light going out. So with that, I hope this was a quick edifying lesson. All praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Abishai and Abba Babal.